Hey, Betsy, it's so great to catch up with you. And thanks for having this conversation with me. And I wanted to get it recorded because I think it's important for some of my audience to hear. But you and I were talking about trade shows. And I have to tell you, I just think it's fascinating because, as you know, I'm a big fan of shows. I'm a big fan of people getting together and getting connected live. I do believe that as the vaccine for COVID gets rolled out and people do start to see the vision of getting back together, that this is going to be something they're thinking about. But as you and I were talking about, there's a concern with when they should start thinking about that and, how that might look. So to the visionaries in my audience that are trade show fans as well, I just wanted to ask you, as somebody who's an expert, and feel free to introduce yourself to my audience, why would we even be talking about trade shows right now?
That's a great question. Thanks for chatting today. My name is Betsy Earle with Event Driven Solutions, and I'm a certified trade show and event marketer, diamond level. And I've been studying trade shows for entirely too long. Let's just go with that. Yeah, I think that in this day, with everything that's gone on in 2020 with COVID-19, that not only is the trade show industry an important industry for business development and marketing, but it's also a place where people gather. And as we've all noticed, as we've been home for the last what seems like forever, and we've been avoiding crowds and we've been away from people, that probably the thing we're all craving the most is getting together. So if you take getting together in person and building that business network and getting to see the people from your industry, your coworkers, your customers, potential customers, we're all craving that getting together. But also we need that for business development, because while all of this online stuff, so to speak, is excellent and has provided us a way to get through these times, I think everyone wants to get out there and hug each other and see what new products are on the market and really truly delve into business development in person.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we are humans, and we're kind of creatures that want to bond and get together. But I think, even in the supply chain space, there's even more to it. We're very kinesthetic. We like to touch things. We like to see things. And while, I applaud the online effort that's going on right now, and I'm even producing some of that. And I certainly see why we need to do something rather than nothing. There is going to come a point where people are going to want to touch it again and see it. And I believe that's something that is a part of what the supply chain and the logistics industry is going to hanker for. And you touched on something, things are coming out new now more often than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I kind of get the why, and I appreciate you telling me that. So if somebody does see this and say, oh, you know what, you're right, I do need to get back into that. What are they going to get out of that? Like what's going to happen as a result of that?
Well, I think that the best thing about having had this time to slow down a little bit and truly learn about our company's products and services and get to develop is that a lot of the innovators out there have been working behind the scenes on all these new products and services, and everyone's kind of hesitant to get back out there and tiptoeing, around, should we exhibit in 2021? Should we not? What do we want to do? And the fact of the matter is, the trade show floor attendee is going to be significantly more vested in attendance when they go to a show. And I can use an example of um, a food show where before people might have gone to the show to graze and get samples and get tchotchkes and, take home the free pen or whatever, get the free cheese at the booth. But what I think is going to be happening now is that the attendee is going to be there because they want to be there and because they're truly looking for the next best product on the market. So if I'm the company that goes in with this, oh, I've been doing this booth forever and I'm just going to kind of schlep something to the show and put together without paying attention to what that message is, um, I'm not going to stand out. And if I'm the show that decide company that decides not to go at all, people are going to wonder where I am. But if I'm the company that comes out of the year with this new innovation and this new technology and a new way to present it that's still socially distant, that's safe, that's accessible for my attendee, this is all the better because now I'm able to say, okay, cool, I've got this awesome new product. I can't wait for you to experience it. Here it is, get your hands on it, touch it, and engage with it. And I think a lot of people aren't going to be doing that. And I feel that the people who are not doing that are going to miss a big opportunity.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. So now we know why we need to be thinking about this because we need to get back together and people are going to want to see the new products and services. We know what they need to be doing it for because look, business development isn't going away and we do need to be thinking about that. Let's close with this. Who should be thinking about this? Like I know you and I have talked about this before, but who are we talking to right now more specifically that should be listening to this message?
I think business owners, I think small business owners, I think strategic teams that are composed of the sales development, the people that are looking to get this new message out to the market, integrated with the marketing team to make sure that the messages are getting out there consistently. And I think anybody who's looking to make sure that they're continuing to refresh that pipeline, because a lot of people who've been home, while our Zoom meetings are great, we might not be getting in front of as many people. So if you're responsible for your team's pipeline and you're responsible for bringing in new sales and new leads, this is the time for you really to be starting to think about this.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, what I want everybody to hear loud and clear is, how many times have we gone through one of the seasons of a black swan, which is what we're going through is called generically. And a few years later, somebody's telling a story about how that time period allowed them to do what you're talking about, right? Build these new products and services and create this really great initiative. And then they became more successful than they ever thought they could. But it was because that right now, during this time, they were going over the why should I care about this and what should I do? And then ultimately, as the business owner, the president, or the person responsible for the revenue generation and business development, they actually then created that initiative. So any parting thoughts on all of that? But I think that was really well said and very well packaged.
Yeah, no, just the last thing. I think that, we've all been through this whole timeline leading up to this point in the year and, going through what we've been through. And I really feel like we're in that push phase, kind of like if you're running a marathon, you've made it this far and just give it that little extra oomph to get to the finish line. I think not giving up and making sure that you're truly paying attention to the message that you're getting out there and that you're staying present in front of your customer is really important.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Obviously, we have to make sure they know who we are because at the end of the day, that's how they're going to know they want to do business with us. Thank you so much, Betsy. It's great talking to you. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks.